Okay, let's reveal the poll results. What'd you wind up saying? You want that long run, 63? I can't read. 62? 62 to 38. All right, most of you want the long run on one seed. You don't care if they have the rest or not. You want that one seed. I got it. They've never had it before, so it does mean something for the program. I understand that. Rapid fire here, college football stuff. I meant to have a graphic with this that I didn't build because I'm an idiot. Will, if you take a composite, I went to VegasInsider.com and they show you MGM, FanDuel, Bally's, DraftKings, all of them up there. If you take the composite, Tennessee has the 8th best odds to win a national championship in college football this year. You buying that?
No, I'm not buying that. I'll sell that as quickly as I humanly can. You're replacing 3 of your offensive linemen. You're replacing
Four,
really good
really?
Four of your offensive linemen.
Starters.
One needed to go. You know what I mean? But you're replacing 4 starters on the offensive line, and you're going to be a top 10 team. That isn't a thing that happens in the sport of football. So, no, I'm going to hard pass on that.
I think that's the most ridiculous stretch since the one I called out last offseason. The James Pierce is the best player in college football. He's going to be the number 1 guy in the draft. And we sat here and said, where the hell is that coming from?
Yeah.
We said, he was a good player. Where'd that come from? And I'm saying that here too. It's like 8th best odds to win a national championship?
Vegas
Have you looked at the roster? What are you talking about?
Vegas does bait people if there's hype, like they did it with the Bears in the NFL last year.
They're just trying to get you to bet on it, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, between us, 8th best.
It's a playoff team with a returning quarterback. I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the worst since Nico Iamaleava was the top 3 or 4 Heisman candidate.
I got that too.
Last year.
And you had that still going like a month into the season. All right, rapid fire for Jimmy Himes here. A few weeks ago on this show, we said, including you, Jimmy, you said Josh Heupel needed to hire some guys from outside his staff in order to get some new eyes, some new ideas, new blood in there. Well, he has added a couple of analysts this offseason. Landry Jones, the former Oklahoma quarterback, and Seth Littrell, or Littrell, we debated that back and forth, former North Texas coach who also worked with Josh Heupel at one point. Does that count, analysts?
I'm going to say yes, because they have been at other programs. They have seen other things. At North Texas, you're the head coach. You've probably seen some other ways to do things. I think Tennessee's offense got a little bit stale with, we're just running the same thing. I think they missed Alex Golish, who I thought brought some new ideas. So if they had all stayed at Oklahoma the whole time and been under him, I'd say no. But the fact that they have been at other places, I'm going to go with yes.
Okay, very good. Ryan, it's a longer one for you. I apologize. College coaches this offseason, a few weeks ago we told you this, college coaches this offseason proposed a way to stop faking injuries. And their deal was if a player had to be looked at, he would be pulled off the field for the rest of that series. And a team, a coach, could then use a timeout to buy that player back onto the field. And I liked it because it added an element of coaching decisions to the whole thing. It makes sense to me. Well, naturally, the College Football Rules Committee looked at it and said, nah, we got our own idea. Their idea is that if medical personnel has to come out and look at an injured player after the ball is set for the next play, that player's team will be charged a timeout. And if you don't have a timeout, it's a 5-yard delay of game penalty. Which is the better plan? Coach's plan, take the player off the field, or the rules committee, which is we'll slap you with a timeout?
I think the fair plan is the one the committee has come up with. But here's the reason. What I don't like is when you create a problem to solve another problem. I think the other plan, the coach's plan, actually creates a problem because players are then coming off the field for legitimate injuries. And that, to me, when you leave it open to interpretation like that and you're penalizing players who have legitimate injuries, that's where I have a problem with it. So I think the coach's idea, they came up with it for a reason. They think there needs to be a strong deterrent there, and I don't think they're wrong. I just think in this case, creating a problem to solve a problem, not worth it. So I kind of like the committee's idea a little bit better.
That's a good point on the fact that you may have guys hobbling off with a knee injury because they don't want to cost their team.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I don't like this one. Sorry for the kid with the bad knee. I don't like the new rules proposed because here's the thing. It's the key line that I included here. If an injured player has to be checked out medically after the ball is set for the next play. So you're just going to have a play stop, and then they're going to look over real quickly and go, fake it just faster before the ball is set. Plus, in certain situations, if I've got to stop that clock, I'll give you the time. I'll take the 5-yard delay. If you're out of timeouts, they give you a 5-yard delay of penalty. a delay of game penalty. I'll give you 5 yards in exchange, depending on the situation. But if I'm desperate to stop that clock, I'll give you 5 yards to stop the clock. I can make up the 5 yards. I can't put time back on the clock.
Also, the big asterisk to this is, as we discussed, it's if a player goes down after the ball is set for the next play. I think the hole in this whole plan is players are just going to go down earlier, and none of this is going to matter in a lot of cases anyway.
Yeah, that's not going to work. At point blank, that's just not going to work. So why are we even going to the whole dog and pony show?
The fast
to
fake.
pretend like
That's
it will,
what-
right?
Now, one thing, players are going to have to be trained to actually think these things through strategically, because you can't get the signal in from the sideline quickly enough sometimes. You actually got to think, I need to fall down. And players have to know, they got to have some football awareness.
Or you have 8 guys that all fall over at the. I think Justin Hamilton, who used to be here on the show, he said that the call for that at Virginia Tech was scuba. Take a dive. Scuba. All right. When we come back, the ACC made a big move this week. Will the SEC follow suit? It could lead to more upheaval in college football. We'll explain it next. We'll back.